And now, it's the various Vortices of Zylan Roberts, a podcast where we talk about everything from conspiracies, to music, to the paranormal, with a mixture of music, comedy, and discussion. Yeah, and now, it's your host, Zylan Roberts. Hey, yo, what up, guys? Professor Pussycat Bitch here, and I'm here with my friend, Professor Yogamuto. Professor Yogamuto, why don't you say hi over here?
Oh yes, hello. Thank you, Professor Pussycat Bitch, for the introduction. Why don't you, tell us, why we're here today?
Oh yeah, thanks, Professor Yogamuto. Basically, we're here today to tell you about the, all the good things that 5G is gonna bring into your life. Now, I'm sure you heard about the 5G, and I ain't talking about no 5Gs, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the 5G. You know, the wireless technology that this site, esisland.com, describes as 5G is the next generation of mobile and wireless technology. It is being touted as the next best thing in communications. Well, it is. Providing faster speeds up to 100 times and higher capacity transmissions to carry the massive amount of data that will be generated from the Internet of Things, driverless cars, smart cities and towns, drones, etc. A dense network of antenna is needed for 5G to operate, so these will be placed on thousands of lampposts, poles, under manholes, street equipments, etc. As well as 5G on Earth, there are plans to put 20,000 satellites in space. The intention of this is to completely cover the Earth in wireless radiation. Now, I had to read from this website because I'm not really a real scientist. I'm just some hip cat hack they paid to make 5G look cool. I mean, excuse me, I did not mean to say that. Let's redact that. Let's go back a little bit and redact what I just say, okay? You know, so go into your mind, go right into the little devices we had implanted in your minds, you know, real recently, and rewind the tape a little bit. Rewind the little dystopian device back a little bit and erase what I just said, okay? You got that? You done that? Okay, yeah, we good. Now let's get back. Let's get all copacetic like. Professor Yogamuto, why don't you talk about some of the benefits of 5G, yo?
Thank you, Professor Pussycat Bitch. Now, personally, I think that 5G is going to be the future. It's the future of mankind. It's digital. It's digital. And now I'm just ripping off Mr. Show for a minute, so let's not do that. Basically, you know, it's going to bring everyone together. It's going to make the internet so fucking fast that you could fucking, I apologize for the stalls because I can't quite think right now. I have the wireless radiation on. It's kind of disrupting my mind field. I mean, scratch what I just said. Go, like Mr. Professor Pussycat Bitch said, go into your data file, into the device in your mind, rewind the tape backward, and redact what I just said. Sound good? Okay. Do that, and done. Now, as I was saying, 5G is going to be the future. You know, we're going to have wireless cars. You know, if you're too lazy to drive your car, or if you're too drunk or too fucked up on meth or heroin or whatever it is that you do, you can get inside the driverless car and it will drive you wherever you need to go. Okay? Yes. And it's going to make the internet very fucking fast. In fact, the very driverless cars that you will be getting in when you're too drunk to drive will be operated by the internet. Basically, you'll think with your mind, Google, please, I'm too drunk to drive. I need a driverless car. Please pick me up, man. And it will come. Never mind the other thoughts inside your mind. If you have OCD or whatever, you might also be thinking about, you know, you might also have the song Break Out by Foo Fighters in your mind or something. You know, so you need to be careful. You'll need to, focus your mind, because what might end up happening is when the driverless car comes there, the MP3 device will automatically come up and start playing the song Break Out.
You know, you make me break out, make me break out, I don't wanna look like that. You know that song. So you've got to be really careful with these devices, okay? But anyway, what I was saying was that the 5G, you know, the 5G will make the internet faster. You could just get the mind bug virus implanted in your mind and think about 5G God. I want Domino's pizza. Okay? Give me Domino's pizza in the back of my driverless car and get me a hot bitch. Except you won't be saying bitch because it's politically incorrect. You'll be like, driverless car, 5G. Please put an attractive hooker in the back of my driverless car with some Domino's pizza, and it'll happen so fast. It's like so fucking fast, like the cables, faster than light itself, faster than the Flash, you know, faster than God taking a ride on Flash's back, you know, faster than the movie Flashback with Whoopi Goldberg. It's so fucking fast, man. Like, and basically, you know, fast. It just makes everything faster. And it's totally worth the fucking cancer and the autoimmune disorders that will derive. I mean, forget what I said that. Yes. Once again, please go into your mind device and rewind the tape backward and redact it, okay? And it's done. Alright. So that's all I have to say about this for now. Professor Pussycat Bitch, is there anything you would like to finish up? Yeah, not really, because I don't really know that much about this shit. Like I said, I'm just a hip cat hack who's up here trying to sell this shit to you. I'm not a real scientist. I just played one on TV, sort of like Bill Nye, the science guy, okay? Yeah, and once again, do the whole redacting thing, forget I said that. You might just want to redact 3/4 of what both of us just said, you know, so you don't remember. So you just hide yourself from the truth, including redact what I just said, redact that too. Yeah, basically redact a lot of what I'm saying. Okay, that's all I got to say. Anyway, just listen to your mainstream media. You know, they're looking out for you, baby. They're like your nannies. You know, like the nanny state, man. Look out for your nanny state, cause they got your back, nigga. Yeah, they wouldn't do you harm. They wouldn't lie to you. Come on, nigga. Why would we do that, huh? Why? All right. Well, next up is TRL 5.0. We brought it back from the grave, and we brought back Carson Daly. Ain't doing too well right now. He got cancer and an autoimmune disorder, I believe, from not from the 5G. It's unrelated. He's not doing too well, so we put his mind in a robot body, and he's hosting the new TRL 5.0. Okay, so stay tuned for that, and then I don't remember after that. Okay, all right. Thanks. Thank you, niggas.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, a post-apocalyptic lipstick salesman / transvestite, and I'm here hanging out with my friend,
Martin the Martian.
and we're here to tell you to get ready for the discussion part of the podcast. Merkin, do you want to take away the countdown?
Sure. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4!
All right. Zon Roberts here, hacking the radio stations, kicking those fools, Professor Pussycat Bitch and Professor Yogamuto, off the fucking air. Hacking the radio station. And by that I mean, you know, my recording device. Anyway, yeah, this is the first of what will be many podcasts in the future. This is getting a feel for things. Like many of you know, I'm more used to making YouTube videos and songs and putting that on YouTube and the SoundCloud and the Bandcamp and all that shit. But yeah, the YouTube scene is pretty much dead, man. Like they're censoring us left and right. And I was gonna make a separate video about this, but I might as well like talk about it here for a minute. Yeah, my channel's been hit pretty fucking hard, and when you're a small guy trying to like, you know, get more attention, you know, it's one thing if like channels like We Are Change or Truth Stream Media, Jay Dyer, etc. are getting hit. Like those are great channels, but the thing is like they've been doing their thing for like 5-10 years, and I'm relatively new to the whole red pill entertainment thing. I mean, obviously I've been doing music in some capacity for like almost 20 years, and I've probably been like a truther since like 2009, but I only started doing the videos and skits and that whole thing since like 2017. So, but you know, so I didn't really take my YouTube channel like that seriously until then. Unfortunately, that was around after the adpocalypse hit. So yeah, it was growing for a little while because not too many people knew who I was, but until that motherfucker Jonathan Hodges, like probably my greatest hater for a number of reasons, reported some of my videos and got some of my videos demonetized, and ever since then I've been pretty hardcore shadow banned. If it wasn't for mines, I probably wouldn't get any attention on my videos, which sucks. You know, like at least like We Are Change and Truth Stream Media and Jay Dyer and those guys, you know, have their old audience, you know, that they built up pre-adpocalypse. You know, at least they have that to sort of like, you know, keep them consistent. So I don't have that right now. My audience is still relatively small. So that's why I'm branching into the podcasts. And honestly, because podcasts, from what I've heard, are one of the last few Wild West type media arenas to where you can pretty much do the whole free speech thing, and not be shadow banned and not be limited, and you can actually reach an audience. So you know, fingers crossed for that. You can't really see me crossing my fingers because I'm not doing the video part today. Which some of these podcasts will probably be hybridized with the videos in the future. I just didn't feel like doing that today. So we're just getting the audio, the straight up podcast today. But think about this. There's something I was gonna say, and I forget what it was. Anyway, so yeah, this is a new arena for me. I think the wireless radiation is fucking with my head. You know, it does that sort of thing sometimes. That's why, speaking of 5G, speaking of the discussion, I don't keep on the Wi-Fi very much. I keep it on intermittently throughout the day if I need it, and honestly, I'm still seriously considering going back to Ethernet. And even like I don't really have much that I even use the fucking TV for these days. I go on there and watch YouTube. Occasionally I watch Netflix. You know, and you can get Netflix on your computer, and you can hook it up via Ethernet through various kinds of wires and put that on your TV. That's what we used to do back in the day, you know, like 10 years ago. I mean, it's perfectly fine. We've gotten so used to like having the fastest everything, you know, the quickest everything. Like our instant gratification culture has started to eat itself, literally, because, you know, people want everything so fast that, you know, they're not willing to do things right or get the right kind of things because they want it too fast. It's like, that's why fast food will fucking kill you with its carcinogens and its cancer-causing elements and all of that. And the faster internet gets, it's going to kill us with this fucking Wi-Fi radiation. So I don't keep on the Wi-Fi very long. I use it intermittently, and I'm probably gonna go back to Ethernet at some point. I definitely don't have it on while I'm sleeping because I have fibromyalgia, and I noticed that in about a year or so ago when I would still keep the Wi-Fi on like 24/7, I noticed that like it would make shit worse over time. Like the longer I had the Wi-Fi on, like the more it would like fuck with me, and make my health issues worse. Like with my fibro, I have a lot of issues ranging from, you know, I'll wake up with like numb arms, but it'll go away. And then some nights, like, I don't get that at all. Instead, I'll wake up with like eye pain and it'll go away. You know, other times it's like, just random muscle pains that don't last, they don't progress, and that's why they diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, because it's like basically the autism spectrum of of like autoimmune diseases. To use a similar, aut word, autism, autoimmune. Okay, it's like the autism spectrum of like autoimmune disorders, because it's like it's less severe. You can function with it. It's not like debilitating. So that's a good thing. I try to control it, keep it under control as best as I can, with diet. Mainly, that's the big thing, and and by limiting the Wi-Fi radiation. So I never have it on when I'm sleeping, because I would find that when I had it on, like I couldn't sleep, because I also have OCD. Like I would wake up with restless thoughts, that I could not fucking control, you know what I mean? Like, and I couldn't get back to sleep. In fact, the interesting thing is, like, a lot of times, like, I'll wake up and I won't have to worry about the OCD. But what's interesting is that the other night, I accidentally left the wireless on. I usually turn it off before I go to sleep. I accidentally left it on, and I took stuff to help me sleep, like melatonin or allergy medication, something. I don't remember. But I woke up 3 or 4 hours later, and I couldn't get back to sleep. I had OCD. And actually, the funny thing is, like earlier, like I said in the skit, what was weird is that I had a song over and over in my head. I had fucking Breakout by Foo Fighters over and over in my head, just like being remixed endlessly, and endless variation is just not shutting up. I could not get the fucking song out of my head. That's what I was thinking about at 3 or 4 in the morning. Not about anything important. I had the fucking song Breakout by Foo Fighters playing over and over in my head, and I couldn't fall back to sleep. I guess it's fitting, because the song's all about being crazy. But anyway, yeah. But then I come to find, I go to get some water, and I find that the fucking wireless was left on. I don't think that's a coincidence. So I turned it off and drank some water, and eventually, after like 15, 20 minutes, I fell back to sleep, okay? I don't think that's a fucking coincidence. I've also had the wireless make the shit worse, like the fibro shit worse. Like the muscle wakes and all that. And like I said, when I don't have it on, I have less problems. I don't think that's a coincidence. So this 5G shit is absolutely evil. It's not. They'll sell it to you they'll sell it to you as like the next hip cool thing. Like it's going to change the world as we know it. We're gonna turn into fucking like Blade. It's gonna be the next stage in becoming Blade Runner, Minority Report type shit. Okay, but they, Blade Runner and Minority Report were basically dystopian sci-fi. I mean, sure, it's cool to have like floating projections in the sky and flying cars and digital virtual reality prostitutes, but the dark side of all that is Minority Report was all about pre-crime, like someone might commit a crime because they have the basic makeup of some kind of criminal, just nonsense, just like which is basically just amounts to like prejudice, honestly, because you can't predict if a crime is going to occur just because you got a hunch about it. That's called prejudice, okay? That's called assumption. And fucking Blade Runner obviously is dystopian too, because machines take over the world, robots take over the world, or they attempt to anyway, and the state does nothing about it. Like in the Blade Runner 2, I believe, like there was a whole thing where like the state was protecting, like the robot killers and stuff, and they really wanted to find like Harrison Ford because he was a fugitive and stuff. Interesting aside, that have you ever noticed how Harrison Ford is always playing fugitives? like in Blade Runner, and I believe in Star Wars, he was a fugitive on the run from the bad guys until he got captured and put in carbonite and that whole thing. And then he was literally in a movie called The Fugitive, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure about that, but that might have been someone else. I'm going to research y'all on my super fast internet. Thank God for my super fast. Yep, Harrison Ford, The Fugitive, 1993, with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. So yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I think Harrison Ford is typecast as like lone wolf, rogue, fugitives, but you know that's cool. I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it. So yeah, anyway, getting off that, getting back on subject. So yeah, I mean, as most of you know, the 5G is pretty shitty. I'm just going to like read a bit more of this site to talk about and comment on it. 5G will substantially increase exposure to radio frequency electromagnetic fields, RF EMF, that has already been proven to be harmful for humans, animals, and the environment. In September 2017, the EU 5G appeal, signed by more than 180 scientists and doctors from 35 nations, was submitted to the European Commission demanding a moratorium on the increase of cell mobile antennas for planned 5G expansion. Concerns over health effects from higher radiation exposure include potential neurological impacts, infertility, and cancer. It's, let me see here. We, the undersigned scientists and doctors, recommend a moratorium on the rollout of the 5th generation 5G for telecommunication until potential hazards for human health and the environment have been fully investigated by scientists independent from industry. 5G will substantially increase exposure to radio frequency electromagnetic rock. Electro rock, baby! Electromagnetic fields, RF EMF, on top of the 2G, 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, etc. for telecommunications already in place. RF EMF has been proven to be harmful for humans and the environment. In 2018, an international appeal to stop 5G in space and on Earth was launched, and to date has over 26,000 signatures from scientists, doctors, building biologists, engineers, citizens, etc. That's cool. The thing is like, excuse me, like, the fucking, you know, the Illuminati, like, they're evil. I mean, they're pure evil. It's like, I mean, an appeal, a signed appeal is not going to stop them. That's why, like, this was like, what, 2017, 2018? And they're still going through with 5G. Like, it's never enough. It's not enough until we get the entire population of the world, or close to it, you know, combating this shit. Until we fucking, you know, convince all these fucking deluded leftists that they're basically going to be doing harm to themselves. Like why would you want cancer? Why would you want a fucking autoimmune disorder? You know, why would you want all these bad fucking things? That's what you're gonna fucking get if the 5G takes off and takes over the fucking world. They're putting this fucking shit in space, so you can't even escape it if you're like off grid, if you live off in the fucking mountaintops. Like, I remember, as an aside, I remember once I was like traveling down to North Carolina to see this girlfriend that I had down there for a little while back in like 2016. I was traveling down to see her, and the GPS took me through some real backwoods, like, and I'm from West Virginia. I'm no stranger to like backwoods places, but this place was like, it was like in the fucking mountains. It was like a true mountain town, like literally an hour left or right to this place was like straight up mountains and forests. Like, it was a pure mountain town. All it had there was like a dollar store and like one restaurant, you know. And even in a place as off-grid as that, they want this fucking 5G beamed down from the fucking satellites. You can't, there's no safe place. Like, you can't escape from this shit enough. because they want the whole planet drowned in this fucking radiation so they can fucking make us sick and kill us. It's a fucking war on humanity. That's what it is. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much you try to make it hip and cool. Like, look, I used to be a fucking hipster, bohemian, whatever. I know all about the hip, cool stuff. You know, I'm wearing a Bjork sweater. You know what I'm saying? I know all about the hip, cool stuff. Okay, but I'm not gonna fucking go along with like 5G and or any of this other shit that the Illuminati tries to fucking shove down our fucking throats to fucking kill us. Fuck you. Okay? I'm not gonna fucking tolerate it. You know, I don't give two fucks about what anyone thinks about me. I don't care if people think I'm fucking crazy. I don't give two fucks. I currently live in a fucking town that is heavily infiltrated by the government. And to where, you know, otherwise sort of conservative type people who should know better not to fucking trust the government, even as much as they have sort of like leanings to be populist or whatever, they might have voted for Trump, whatever. But at the end of the day, they become neocons because of their tolerance of like local government, because they buddy up with local government. You know, you're not a fucking populist. You're not a rebel. You're not an anarchist. You're not anything. You become a fucking neocon. You become a neolib when you tolerate this shit. I'm like, oh my god, like, oh shocked. What is he saying? Is he? He's anti-government. Oh, he's crazy. Is he gonna do something bad? Like, no, I'm not fucking stupid. I voice truth to this shit in my art, in my podcasts, in my videos, in my songs. You're not gonna fucking be able to fucking write me off as some dangerous fucking crazy lunatic who's gonna do something bad. Like, fuck you. You're a fucking NPC idiot. Suck my fucking dick. And even in a fucking town that is so infiltrated with fucking government, I still have the fucking balls to say fuck you, government. I don't give a fuck. Like, they're probably surveilling me, you know, in the fucking, on the laptop. Hello, how you doing today, government? You know, surveilling me in the fucking TV. Got my fucking phones tapped, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give two fucks. You're never gonna fucking silence me or any of us, okay? I fight this shit to the fucking death, motherfucker, okay? I don't give a fuck. Like, I write songs about this shit. It's like, they've already like targeted me, you know, trying to like write me off as a dangerous lunatic and stuff and like assassinate my character. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm a lone wolf. Like, I still have friends when I need them, okay? But I don't give two shits. You can't do anything to me that'll ever fucking matter. Alright? So I'm not gonna fucking tolerate your fucking 5G. I just wrote a song the other day that was like, it's like, there is nothing left to lose except my soul, and you ain't getting that. That's not quite right, but yeah, you know, I don't give a shit, okay? Like, you're never gonna fucking stop me. You're never gonna fucking silence me. It's like, even if, no matter what you fucking try to fucking take away, you're never gonna get my fucking soul. And you ain't gonna get that, bitch. Ever. Fuck you. I don't give a shit, okay? So, on that, let's see about reading more into this. I'm gonna skip some of the stuff and just get down to the, because I don't want to make this podcast too long. This isn't going to be a terribly long podcast. This is just introductory shit. So let's get down to the grass, the bare bones, whatever. Risks from 5G include damage to the eyes, cataracts, retinal damage, severe sweating, skin damage, immune system disruption, metabolic disruption, neurological disturbance, leakage of blood-brain barrier, whatever the hell that is, but it sounds fucking terrifying. Damage to sperm, so you can say goodbye to like ever having kids, if that's something you care about. Increased risk of cancers, yeah, sounds great. Collapse of insect populations, the base of food for birds and bats. Rise in bacterial resistance and bacterial shifts, which basically means that you'll be more susceptible. That means a couple of things. That basically means that you'll be more susceptible to getting dangerous, scary viruses that could that at the very least could hurt you, probably cause some sort of organ or brain damage. At the very most, could fucking kill you. But it also means that, like, the very DNA of bacteria itself could change and make things worse. You could see some more of these fucking super viruses developing from this shit, okay? Which are dangerous. You know, you don't want fucking super viruses, man, because that shit kills people. That's like fucking like in the 90s they used to have a bunch of these like super virus movies, and sometimes in TV shows. I remember there's one X-Files episode called like F Emasculata that was about that, where like these people had developed these viruses that would they would develop all these crazy boils on their skin, and they would end up looking like these fucking horrible Hieronymus Bosch style, you know, demons spawned from hell before they died. Yeah, fun stuff. Turns out, you know, it was a government experiment, you know, on the populace. What do you know? X-Files and other shows dropping the soft disclosure. Once again. Okay? So, regardless of whether, you know, and I think a lot of these super viruses are probably made in government labs, but they don't necessarily have to be, because if the 5G is like is altering like the DNA of like this bacteria and stuff, like it in a way could just create more super viruses, which again is still the government doing it because they're the ones responsible for it. Okay, so you know, same difference. Damage to plants and trees. So yeah, so the environment gets fucked, you know? That's great. Don't you just want to live in a great world where there's no sunshine and the whole world is a fucking desert landscape and it's basically just like fucking Mad Max? You know, I know they tried to make that cool in the 80s in the Mad Max films, but the actual reality would fucking suck. You know, you don't want that, okay? You don't want that shit. I don't care how many fucking Mad Max type films you make with like, you know, cool rebellious people like myself on like dune buggies riding in the desert, like fighting, you know, desert dwellers, like the fucking like the things from Star Wars, you know, the whatever those aliens are called, you know, just fighting a bunch of desert dwellers and searching for the last drops of water and fighting off Dennis Hopper in the Westworld and hanging out with Kevin Costner and having like, you know, futuristic, hip, cool industrial music soundtracks. Like, I don't care how many like films like that you make, like it's never gonna make, you know, the grim reality of a fucking treeless, sunshineless, fucking barren landscape cool. Like, that shit sucks. Why would you want to live on a fucking hell on earth? Like, unfortunately, I think it's coming either way, you know. I think we're pretty much in the very beginning stages of the end of days, you know. I think we got about 20 or 30 years tops before, like, the whole world is just covered in fucking hellish landscape and that sort of thing, and hopefully we have some sort of heavenly, you know, ascension to free us from that sort of bullshit. But point of the matter is, like, why would you want to live in that sort of landscape? Well, that's what you're gonna fucking get if you don't fucking stop the 5G. If you don't, you know, fucking stop putting toxic waste in the oceans. If you don't stop this sort of BP style shit, okay? This isn't a fucking left-right thing. This is about protecting the human race. This is about protecting, like, the home that we live in, okay? Like, this is about all that shit. It's not a fucking left-right thing. You need to stop thinking in this left-right bullshit, because that's divide and conquer. That's what they want. They want division. They want us fighting so we don't unite and rise up against them. And oh wow, like, oh my god, I can't fucking say that. Is the Illuminati gonna fucking put a bullet in my brain? I don't give a fuck. Suck my dick. Okay? And let's move on. Let's kind of end this with a few things that some experts have said, anti-5G experts have said. Okay. The new 5G wireless technology involves millimeter waves, extremely high frequencies, producing photons of much greater energy than even 4G and Wi-Fi. Allowing this technology to be used without proving its safety is reckless in the extreme, as the millimeter waves are known to have a profound effect on all parts of the human body. That's Professor Trevor Marshall, Director of Autoimmunity Research Foundation in California. The plans to beam highly penetrative 5G milliwave radiation at us from space must surely be one of the greatest follies ever conceived of by mankind. There will be nowhere safe to live. That's Olga Shion, former WHO employee and author of No Safe Place. It would irradiate everyone, including the most vulnerable to harm from radiofrequency radiation: pregnant women, unborn children, young children, teenagers, men of reproductive age, the elderly, the disabled, and the chronically ill. Ronald Powell, PhD, letter to FCC on 5G expansion. Along with the 5G, there is another thing coming: Internet of Things. If you look at it combined, the radiation level is going to increase tremendously, and yet the industry is very excited about it. They project 5G Internet of Things business to be a $7 trillion business. Professor Girish Kumar, professor at Electrical Engineering Department at IIT Bombay. However, no matter what the future research will show, the 5G technology will be by then fully deployed and without any possibility of reverse, because the whole future life of the humanity will be based and dependent on the functioning of the 5G radiation emitting devices. This is a unique situation in the history of the humankind, when the whole human population will be exposed to man-made devices emitting non-ionizing radiation that was insufficiently tested before deployment. What is and what will be the responsibility of the scientists, decision makers, and industry leaders who permit deployment of insufficiently tested technologies that will affect us all? The answer is simple: no responsibility. Because if any health problems will show up in the future, these will most likely take tens of years of time to manifest. And by then, the persons that currently enable deployment of insufficiently tested radiation emitting 5G technology will be retired, or the proverbial 6 feet under. So it's like, yeah, like by the time, like, you know, the whole world is basically damaged from head to toe from this fucking shit, the people who tried to popularize it, scientists and entertainers and otherwise, will be nowhere to be seen. They'll be off on they'll be deep underground in their protective bunkers. They'll be off on their spacecrafts colonizing Mars, you know, while we're left to fucking perish. Hell on earth, you know. Nowhere, there'll be nowhere to be seen. So, you know, this is like, you know, I feel comfortable talking about this stuff because, like, you know, this is why I don't, like, do drugs anymore. You know? Certainly nothing, like, illegal. Like, I mess with kratom, you know, it's legal for now. They're trying to make that shit illegal. Like, and if they do, like, well, that's, I guess I'm done doing that. You know, but I'm probably gonna quit this stuff anyway. Like, I might get medical marijuana, but you gotta watch out for that stuff too, because if it's coming from the government, it might be tainted. They might have, like, fucked up the DNA of the marijuana to where it doesn't help you, it just hurts you. So it's like, it's, you know, drugs are a crutch. And when you're a truther like me, that's just one more thing they can use to fucking, that's just one more thing they can use to fucking stick it to you, okay? And I know that they're fucking out there with their little fucking tentacles, monitoring me, you know, they just want a fucking excuse. They just want one little fucking excuse for me to fuck up so they can take me down. I know they're fucking out there. I'm not gonna give them a fucking excuse, okay? I'm stronger than they fucking realize, okay? You know, I'm not gonna give them a fucking excuse, alright? And it's like, you know, you have this sort of stuff, like, takes a kind of strength, you know. And I'm not like a man, action man or Superman or anything, you know. I don't really go around like fighting and whatever. I might take up some of that stuff because it's not, you know, an unwise idea to learn some of that shit. But, you know, we all have different ways to fight, okay? I fight like a journalist fights, okay? I fight by talking about this stuff in songs and podcasts and videos and stuff, and that's how I fight, okay? So we all have different ways, but what I'm saying is like, don't give them a reason to take you down, okay? Because they're always looking for a fucking reason. And I'm just gonna leave you with that. Okay. And this is going to conclude this first podcast. Next up, I'm going to leave off with a song I did a few months back called 5G. It's a it's a straightforward piano and voice demo. Eventually, it'll be on one of my next albums. No, granted that I don't get fucking JFK'd before then. It'll be on one of my next albums. And so here it is. And if you like this podcast, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And also go over to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my BitChute, my SoundCloud, my Minds. I got a lot of people on Minds. And all the rest of it. I'll provide links to all that stuff down below. I think some of it might already be in my info section, but yeah, I got the whole enchilada. I got the Minds, I got the YouTube, I got the BitChute, I got the SoundCloud, I got the albums on Bandcamp, I got the whole motherfucking enchilada, motherfucker. Okay, so why don't you go check out that shit. And, peace out, bitches! Enjoy my song. See you later! One and a two and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Terminals are on the rise. Balls and nodules drop from the skies. Of course they say there's no connection. Biblical floods are on the rise. Global warming or geoengineering, the latter they say. But to stop the former, towers sprouting like wildflowers. Microwaves, cure diseases, kill the power, monsters that gain the electric. some remixing everything. The devil and the Lord will play their chess game. You know they're in with that 5G, 5G. The motherfuckers won't believe me. I'm a case of thousand bodies. Sometimes you gotta get sick to see. You know they're in with that 5G. I shield myself with the TC. You know I suffer with that fiber. You're trying to kill us, that's all I You know they're written at the 5G. The immature will not believe me. Gets themselves rising in the party. Sometimes you gotta get sick to see. You know they're hitting with that 5G. I shield myself with the THC. You know I suffer with that fibro. You're trying to kill us, that's all I know. Times they are changing, yeah. Singularity coming, some remixing everything. Oh, the devil and the Lord. Times they are changing, yeah. Singularity coming, some remixing everything. The devil and the Lord play their chess Don't ever succumb to suck you back. Don't ever give up. You know that death is alive. They think that they're winning. They all got their alibis, but the purge is coming. Oh yeah, those fuckers will fry from the Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, those fuckers